Good morning, Duheen. Okay, now the very first one, my mother at 66. It was understood by
Good, mo
everybody.
yes,
It was
good
understood
morning,
by
ma'am.
everyone. Good morning, Anushka. Good morning, Rena. Good morning, each and everyone. Okay, this poem was understood by all, beta, my mother at 66.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you just first and foremost, you mark down all the 5 textual questions. Hurry up and be little fast in writing, okay, when I give you the additional short answer questions. Textual questions, all the 5,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, and start writing down additional short answer questions. First one, first question, what does the poet notice? What does the poet notice about her mother? What does the poet notice about her mother while traveling in the car? While traveling in the car. What does the poet notice about her mother while traveling in the car? Writing? Are you people writing?
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Payal is not there today. Nikhil is there. Second question.
Maybe network problem.
Yes, maybe the network problem. Second one. How does the poet describe the old age of her mother? How does the poet describe the old age of her mother? How does the poet describe the old age of her mother? How does the poet describe the old age of her mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Written. Next one. What childhood fear do you think, what childhood fear do you think Kamla speaks of? What childhood fear do you think Kamla speaks of?
Ma'am, Kamala's.
Kamla Das ya Kamla speaks
Okay.
of OF.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then write down, why could Kamla Das not express her thoughts? Why could Kamla Das not express her thoughts for her mother at the airport? Why could Kamla Das not express her thoughts for her mother at the airport? Written.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Then last, bring out the significance Bring out the significance of the title My Mother at 66. My mother at 66. Written, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Now come to the next poem. An elementary school classroom in a slum. Mark down the 3 textual questions. What do you think is the color of sour cream? The walls of the classroom. Okay, and what does the poet want for the children of the slum? Marked?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Additional short answer questions. Write down. What picture of the slum? What picture of the slum does the poet draw? What picture of the slum, children, does the poet draw?
Ma'am, please repeat it once.
What picture of the slum, children? What picture of the slum, children, does the poet draw?
Okay, ma'am.
Written?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Next one. How does the young and sweet boy, how does the young and sweet boy sitting in the class, how does the young and sweet boy sitting in the class after sitting, just write down unnoticed, sitting unnoticed in the class, differ from most of other slum children, from most of other slum children.
Ma'am, can you repeat from in the class?
See, how does the young and sweet boy sitting unnoticed in the class differ from most of other slum children? Done?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Then write down. Why does the poet make reference to? Why does the poet make reference to? Why does the poet make reference to? Written? Single inverted. Shakespeare's had an open-handed map. Shakespeare's had and open-handed map. And open-handed map. Why does the poet make reference to Shakespeare's had an open-handed map? Written.
Yes, ma'am.
Next question. Next question. Why is Shakespeare wicked? Why is Shakespeare wicked? And map a bad example. Why is Shakespeare wicked? And map a bad example. And map a bad example. Written beta.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Next one. What does the poet mean? What does the poet mean by saying? What does the poet mean by saying? What does the poet mean by saying, comma, inverted comma, let their tongues run naked into books. Close the inverted and put a question mark. What does the poet mean by saying, comma, inverted commas, let their tongues run naked into books? Written.
Yes, ma'am.
Last one, write down the last question.
Yes, ma'am.
Single inverted. History is theirs whose language is the sun. History is theirs, the last line of the poem. History is theirs whose language is the sun. Close the single inverted, put a full stop, and write down explain. And write down explain.
Yes, ma'am.
Written. Everybody written.
Yes, ma'am.
Nikhil. Nikhil
And
is
he is
there?
not there.
I saw
No,
him.
ma'am.
He was here only. Nikhil. Arihant. They are not interested in writing down the questions. That is why they have left. Even the board will not be interested then in giving them the marks. Write down, beta, the third one, keeping quiet. All the 4 textual questions. What will counting up to 12 this? Do you think the poet advocates? Second one, what is the sadness? And the fourth one, what symbol from nature?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Additional short answer questions. Should I begin?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Whom is the poet addressing in the poem and what does he want them to do? Whom is the poet addressing in the poem? Whom is the poet addressing in the poem and what does he want them to do? And what does he want them to do? Written?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Next question. What would happen if men on earth, what would happen if men, men, men on earth did not speak in any language or move their arms so much? What would happen if men on earth did not speak in any language or move their arms so much?
Ma'am, any language?
Or move their arms so much?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next one. What would be an exotic moment for men? What would be an exotic moment for men?
Yes, ma'am.
Written.
Yes, ma'am.
Next one. What is the poet trying to convey? What is the poet trying to convey? What is the poet trying to convey through the images, through the images of the fishermen? What is the poet trying to convey through the images of the fishermen, men, and men, men, gathering salt, and men, men, gathering salt? Written, beta.
Yes, ma'am.
Next, explain, explain, inverted comma, single inverted. Victory with no survivors. Victory with no survivors. Explain, single inverted में लिखिए, write down in single inverted. Victory with no survivors. Close the inverted and put a question mark. And the last one, what has man, 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 single-mindedly, single-mindedly, what has man, man, single-mindedly focused himself on, focused himself on? What has man single-mindedly focused himself on? Written?
Yes, ma'am.
Do them,
Yes,
beta,
ma'am.
okay? Do them in your registers.